All right, guys, what's going on? It is Mastering Mitzvahs. We're back, and it's episode 42.
42.
And we're doing a little bit different today. Hopefully this works, and we're going to bring you guys a little bit of visual with our weekly podcast. You know, you guys who have been tuning in, thank you guys so much for, checking out our Mitzvah podcast. It was awesome. It got off the ground and got running this past year. And now we want you guys to see our pretty faces. So we got myself, Michael T, Mike Langsner, my man Joey, MC Joe Ramundi, rocking and rolling. So a little special guest here. What's up? We're going to do this.
First off, 42 episodes.
42.
I don't remember when we started, but it was
probably 42 episodes ago.
I think we missed a couple weeks maybe, but pretty solid.
I mean, like that. Yeah, it's pretty solid, man. I mean,
this is a serious New Year's resolution.
Yep.
Like we said we were going to do it, and we pretty much.
Wow. This is the one thing that we really like, and I think we stuck to, like, no matter what, because it is like, anybody out there doing podcasts, tip of the hat, because it's tough, coming up with topics every week, keeping it fresh.
How do you come up with topics all the time?
It's like 5 minutes before. the truth comes out, like the morning drive to the office. I'm like, Jordan, how about this? And he's like, how about that? And it just happens.
We usually take a lot of our experiences that we run into over the weekends.
Right,
we perform, like it's when it's fresh, and like, either we ran into some sort of something that needed to be troubleshooted, or an idea, or something that went over really well. We try to like table that into some sort of topic and keep it fresh. So it's been good.
I love when we have guests. So last week, Bridget and Schaefer sat in. So happy
nice
to have you here today.
This is awesome.
And it's cool too, because it gives everybody the opportunity to meet our crew and meet our team. We're super blessed to have a dynamic squad that puts it literally out there every single weekend, and we want everybody to meet you too, and get a little bit more on the inside track on kind of what makes you tick, and the mitzvah development and stuff like that. And Joe, really quick, you've been rocking with us for a minute, so you want to take the floor for a second and tell them what's up, man.
What's up?
We started with a big fro. You were
did.
Joe Fro.
Yeah, I was Joe Fro for a while, but then it got hot under there. You could only dance for so many hours for a mitzvah, and only sweat that much. But yeah,
How
how
do
do
you
you
now? You don't have to like really worry about it.
Yeah, not at all.
Like, I'm ready to roll.
Not at all. And plus, like, my hair doesn't get wet, so it's just like kind of all over my face. But yeah, man. I mean,
it was a good year, right? It was
awesome,
a good year.
man.
It was a
Awesome
good year.
year. Done some amazing parties, some crazy guests, a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to 2020.
I'm really happy that we managed to get you out of being tied up and held captive from the pirates, Captain Jack Sparrow, a couple weeks ago.
was
kind enough
the
to
last 3 episodes. I think we've talked
to
about
let Joe go. So he's back. We have him. You did not have to walk the plank. We're all good.
I don't go speak in an accent any what you are.
That's cool, man.
So we had a solid year. It was a year of growth. But let's talk 2020 now. Like the last couple podcasts, we're reflecting. Now let's go
jump
forward.
into the future, man. There's a lot of cool stuff on the horizon, and I think, that's what this whole, meeting was today, is getting some ideas flowing, right?
Yeah. All right. So with zero preparation to this podcast, Jordan, you got any like New Year's goals for Xplosive?
New Year's goal, man. I literally want to drum up on my own $1 million worth of business.
Okay.
That's a huge goal. You said it, about a week or so ago that, we are so fortunate enough, and I'm super thankful to be not only in an area where, the mitzvahs are creative, our clients are super dynamic and awesome and fun, and we're also blessed to be in an area where, with great ideas and with great dedication to our clients and our brand and these events and these mitzvahs, the price tag, can go a little bit, which is awesome. So, there's definitely the money is out there. This has become obviously our lifestyle, our way of life, and it is, not only lucrative and fun and exciting, but I feel like we were meant to do it, man. So, I mean, I'm really not accepting anything less. That's what I'm striving for this year. I know you are too. So, big year in sales, man. That's what I'm going for.
Okay.
Awesome.
Joe, how about you?
I would like to host...
Joe's like, that's great because that means I'm working.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
No, if anything, I definitely want to host a lot more higher end parties. But in terms of my performance, I really want to, and I already kind of practice before everything, before each thing. Anyway, like I put on headphones, I'll take out a half hour, and I'll just try to come up with different moves, different type of thing.
Keeping it fresh, man. We go out there week after week, and not that it gets stale, but especially in our area, we're sometimes in front of the same groups time and time again. Like, you want to keep it fresh.
Exactly, and that's really what I want to do. I want to do something, at least 3 things completely new that I didn't do the week prior, and hopefully the week before that. I just want to really just keep it fresh. I want to give everybody out there something that you haven't seen before every single week.
Sounds like 1% Randy Bartlett style right there. Shout out to Randy Bartlett, dude. I love it.
Dope.
That's it, man.
I say for me, like music and video, like I want to do much more with the technology that's out there now. A couple weeks ago we did the Sign the Disco, which was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, earlier today, before coming in and work today, I was downloading all sorts of new music. I'm kind of on a quest to maybe challenge our audiences musically. When we were at the DJ Collective, Digital Dave this guy is really quickly popping out in the DJ world for his eclectic music choices. You know, he was a big advocate on not playing what the expected.
Right, yeah.
So I want to kind of take that approach at Mitzvahs. Like, you expect to hear Rihanna and Pitbull and, Kesha, but how do you change that and play the non-expected?
Right. I love that.
That's going to be my, I used to do it in my nightclub days. Me and the guys I used to share a DJ booth with, we made a goal, like, every night to play 2 songs that we've never played before. And kind of challenge ourselves. So I'm gonna take that approach.
And that's cool, and not even just playing them, but programming them properly too. Just to piggyback on Dave Lander, Digital Dave's little session that we had a couple weeks ago at Collective. Not only did he pick tracks that you wouldn't expect, but he also queued them up at the proper points to get the ultimate audience reaction. So he had a whole keynote where he was talking about No Scrubs by TLC. And instead of, and really dropping it, instead of dropping on the vocal or where you would know the song, that first instrumental where it's and people hear that and they go, they're like, oh, you get that moment, that oh shit kind of moment where you get that reaction. So it's not only just playing those tracks that not everybody, I guess, is accustomed to, but also programming them properly. So I love that.
And that keeps us on our toes too, because if, the DJs are going to be doing that. We kind of, I don't want to say we have a routine, but, if you are playing Rihanna songs that we've heard a billion times, we know where all the drums are. So it
helps get your energy out on the floor.
Me as a DJ, there's nothing cooler than when a dancer comes over to me at the end and is like, yo, that set was fire. I can't believe you picked those songs. That gets me going because they hear the stuff week after week. So
well, the wedding that we just did, I forgot what song you dropped, but you dropped it and the crowd went, oh! And I don't know if you remember, I went to it, was like, that's how you know that you're killing it when you get a response like that.
I love that. And you know what, sometimes it's got to be dialed back a little bit. We're so fortunate enough to have, clientele that wants to work on, the entire look and format of the event to where it's themed, it's branded, it has, all these insane activations going on. But let's dial it back to the music. Let's dial it back to the heartbeat. What's really, getting the energy. That's a lot that I've learned this past year, that you can literally inflict and get people to feel just musically based. We're fortunate enough to be in a world where there are so many other extra pieces, but if you could dial it back just to the music and get that reaction with just the music that you're playing, everything else from there is gravy. So,
that's raw. That's raw right there. Yeah, that's awesome.
I said music, but I also said music videos because I think like I did a Mitzvah in Pennsylvania last week, and they wanted Ice Ice Baby, and seeing Vanilla Ice on the TV,
that's cool.
Doing his 1990s dancing, awesome. MC Hammer, the big Hammer pants, those videos throw you back.
Yep, and it's cool, and getting to the 2020 kind of goal, now that we're, here at Xplosive, we're going to be putting some new elements into action, so to speak, and empowering people with some different roles to where, I'm pumped to see you get back into the video mixing aspect, something that, I know that you grew up learning and doing, and you were very good at it and put it all together. And
never really thought about it, but I was one of the first in the state doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
Yeah,
100%.
Before video mixing was really a popular thing, myself and shout out Jeff Scott. We kind of.
You guys are the only two in our world that I know really do it well. There's a couple other. Chris Atwood does it very, very well. Even Bobby Love can mix some video too.
I've only seen it done really well a couple times.
Yeah,
it's hard to do that.
But today's music videos are really tough because they're so raunchy.
It's hard with what you're working with.
It really is. It's drugs and sex.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't have a lot of today's music videos on the screens of these parties.
It's true. And then like kind of, like just actually in the, I guess, event world, or the I'm gonna say nightlife, but like that club kind of world, there's only a couple of guys that really do the videos. Like you have like Second Nature, Seraphine, and you know, shout out to Drew Pierce. Drew Pierce is a super dope, you know, video mixer from DMS. He's awesome. And I was actually talking to him a little bit earlier in the week. That's something big that he's trying to put together too, because nobody's doing it.
Right.
And if you have the skill and you can do it, like that's going to really help us, you know, set ourselves apart in 2020. So I'm excited to see that and do some cool video stuff.
That with like some sick lighting.
I know, you know, and you could tell such a cool story through like the visuals. And now, you know, we have all these great, you know, great toys, from the video walls to different ways to project. You know, we have so many cool mapping types of programs.
Do we got holograms?
You know, listen,
We
if
got
it's out
I'm
there,
trying.
man, I would
I
like
actually
to.
had a client ask about a Marvel hologram. Like
I wanted to
you
look like
walk
Tony
in.
Stark's office
Yeah.
in here, bro.
Yeah,
I want to be
that-
like, you know, like everything all digital, and it's gonna be crazy. But like the cool part is that, you know, now we have all these great pieces of technology at our disposal. Being able to display video content done properly on that is a monster, you know. So it's good. It's really, really cool.
What are the big moves for 2020?
Oh, I think, you know, the past couple years we've done a really good job as a brand of putting ourselves, I guess, on the map and showing our creativity and showing our excitement and our action and how we are different from the pack. Because, you know, we say it all the time, in this area there's a lot of mitzvah companies that you could choose from that do a good job.
Yeah.
That do a good job. So I'm excited to see our new team flourish. You know, this past year we just took on, you know, engulfed a couple of companies from the Pennsylvania area. I'm excited to see that talent kind of perform under the Xplosive way. You know, you, Mike Schaefer, myself, you know, Mike and Dylan, who's, you know, representing that end. You know, we've kind of started to train these guys and give them the explosive touch. So I'm excited to see them actually kick off their
And
career.
Joe, you've been saying you pick up a lot from them too.
Like this.
so-
Yeah.
I do. I love working.
Let's
out
talk
on
about that for a
basis.
second. Like,
It's
it's different. Pennsylvania and Jersey, yeah, the states touch, but it's different.
What were your you know what? Let's dial it back. What were your thoughts? Because, you know, every week Mike and I come in here and we speak about it. We speak on topics, but we're, you know, we could be seen as biased being the owners. So,
Okay.
you know,
Touche.
what was up? Like, I mean, like you were obviously down. You liked the idea. Like, how did you see it?
I just saw it as a great opportunity because I feel like what they expect, we go so far beyond what they expect, and just seeing like the looks on their faces,
Right.
And you know, because people don't understand that what we do, there's a method to our madness. There's a whole psychology to it. So seeing what they're used to, and then for us to kind of just break down that barrier and just be like, all right, this is
Now
what
we're gonna add to the fire a little bit.
Exactly.
That's cool.
And it's different type of energy. I mean, I still love doing parties over here. Parties over here go crazy. But it's nice to
Be performing in a different area, man, where
Yeah.
people they have no clue. Like, in this area, even if you haven't seen our Explosive brand, chances are you've heard of us, or you know, you're like, oh, yeah, my friend or whatever. But when we go out into the PA area, like, I know for a fact, like, people are just like, who are these people?
So I think there's two things. There's expectations of the client. Like, the client's expectations here are really high because they've seen it all.
Right.
Okay. So there's that, but there's also our expectations. You just said there's a million other good DJ companies in this area. There's not as many when you go further west. So what we consider the norm is actually abnormal. It's actually really high end. And it's funny. I put myself in check. Usually going back to weddings, but I put myself in check a lot because, you know, I think what we do is just the right way to do it, the only way to do it. And guests come over, you guys are so good, you were the best DJs I've ever seen. And I'm like, but, thank you, but like, what did I do differently?
Yeah, we're just doing the norm.
I'm just doing the norm.
Yeah,
But when you step out of our region, it really isn't the norm anymore. Like, you do see a different level. So.
And I also said this too, like, all of us, you know, like, being in this area, being that there are other good options, there's a lot of talent here. So, like, I've learned, I feel, very well. Like, you've learned the art of this very well, you know? So, like, for us, we're like, oh man, that party could have been so much better. chances are it's probably still an 8 or a 9
absolutely.
for other
Absolutely.
people. So it's you got to kind of like Mike said, step out of it.
I did a party out in Pennsylvania, and someone was mesmerized that we had a facade in front.
Right.
It was just like,
I can't see your drinks, your laundry. This is great, man. This is nuts.
So let's tune it back for a second. It's usually my role in the podcast is kind of get us back steered in the right direction. But let's each give a tip or two to clients planning parties, because that's the whole goal of this podcast is for the listeners planning parties. So any tips for the 2020 client?
2020 client. I would say, it's kind of winter breakish over here in our world. I would say this is a great time to kind of recharge and get an idea for, I think, your talent again. Like our MCs, our hosts, our core, like the entertainment package, your event host, your DJ, your dancers. That's such a crucial piece. Don't sleep on that. We go back and forth, and I'll sit with clients and they'll be like, oh well, you're our first appointment of 6, or we have 4 more other appointments that are coming up. If there's a connection with a talent, a personality, somebody like yourself, Joe, somebody like me, somebody like Mike, if you connect with that person, because we say it all the time, the gear, the actual product itself, if people are doing good business, everybody's got the same equipment. So, it comes down to the actual people, the human beings that are there rocking it, and don't assume that they're just going to be there. I know our crew, we book up super fast, and we have 6 of us that go out and crush bar and bat mitzvahs, but we're going to sell out, you know what I mean, nicely speaking. So I would say, definitely, moving into 2020, don't sit on your talent. If you have a connection, if you see a showcase and you're like, man, that performer's the bomb, talk to them, find out their dates, see if they're available, and throw a small deposit at that. You can develop the rest of the concept later,
Oh, he just took the words right out of my mouth, folks. Honestly, I got no rebuttal. That was perfect.
Talent, man, talent driven.
And yeah, I guess definitely finding the
especially when
chemistry.
you have it. I know we have it. That's the most incredible thing, man. We have such dynamic performers, and each of you guys get everybody to an incredible end result, but we do it so different. And I don't think a lot of teams have that kind of depth. You look at certain companies and other companies in the area, or not even in the area. They have 1 or 2 go-to guys, and then. Not that it's bad, but the rest are kind of filler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have literally 6 or 7 super strong talents that smash.
Well, I think I said this last week or 2 weeks ago. We were all working the same parties together. Now we're all out doing our own stuff. So yeah, it's awesome.
And back in the day, I was the DJ, Jordan was the MC, you and Schaefer were the dancers, and
That's it.
now we're all running.
Now we're all
our
doing
own
everything.
events. So again, I always try to twist it a little bit. Jordan, you said we all could buy speakers and lights, and we all have the same equipment. I'm going to say that the tip to the client is, and it's really tricky, but does the company you're hiring know how to maximize the value of that equipment? Okay, and what I mean, I'm going to especially talk about lighting. I just came from an appointment earlier today. I had a mitzvah appointment, and Dad said lighting is really important to him. But what does it really mean? Is the DJ just bringing 2 or 4 or 6 moving heads and putting them on auto?
Go, yeah.
Dylan calls it spin and puke, because that's really what it is. The lights just spin and just puke out light. There are companies that buy the exact same lighting fixtures as us, and there's venues that install them, and nobody's managing them.
Correct.
Nobody's running them
Properly.
Right.
Yeah.
The opposite is bringing in a lighting technician who has a theatrical background and can run the lights as if they're DJing with the lights.
Right.
High energy music, the lights are moving really high energy. Low energy music, then the lights do more subtle things.
Yep.
There are a lot of clients that don't see the value in lighting.
Man, you can totally tell a story. And just quick little sidebar. So I don't know if you saw it, but our good friend in the industry, Jeff Scott, posted a lighting picture this past last day or 2, literally on Instagram, and said literally what you're saying is that guys, you could totally tell a story through lighting, and there is a difference to concert influenced lighting that's programmed by a proper technician, somebody with concert experience or touring experience. That picture was incredible. You know what I mean? It looked like they were at a huge stadium event, and it was probably just a typical
That's
catering
awesome.
hall.
And
You know
you know
what I mean?
what?
So
Like clients often ask about uplighting. It's they want to wash the walls in color.
yeah,
That's cool. It just doesn't add energy. It adds a look. It doesn't add energy.
Right.
It's when the lights are changing with the music that the energy comes out.
I want to shout out to DJ Nick K because he is one of the best, like I guess, lighting DJs that I've seen. And I never really understood how much the lighting had an impact on the crowd until like I was working in the club and oh yeah, you have to hit the strobe, but I would hit it at the wrong time and you know they were all in my face. No,
Right.
no.
lighting technicians who
do
know
it.
music are worth their weight in gold.
Yeah, it completely adds. You know,
Like knowing
and-
where the drops are and knowing where the high energy points and where you really want to make that impact.
And
So
people
now-
don't realize this, but it also affects the way you eat, how fast you eat.
Right.
Everything from the
It's all
music.
psychology.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all psychology. Now, this is probably the hardest thing for a client to
Grasp.
grasp. Yeah, like, sure, my package comes with 6 lights. I mean, the only thing I can say is ask the company, is there somebody running the lights? Is it the DJ who's really supposed to be focused on DJing?
Right.
Or is it the lighting guy?
Like, is he going to program introductions? Are they going to spotlight a first dance? Are they going to, when there's a high energy dance song, is the lighting going to be more
Ask the same thing of the venue,
upbeat?
too.
You just, that venue you were at the other day that had them programmed, or like about a month ago,
Yeah.
and you were doing speeches or toasts, and the lights are going like, like Kiss is going
Crazy.
to blast through the door. And,
But I
it
mentioned
just didn't make
lighting.
sense.
I think lighting is the biggest thing, but how many DJs these days are including a CO2 gun?
Right.
But then they bring this tiny little tank that just wears out after 10 seconds of blast, or they're doing a sparkular and the price is really attractive, but it's one blast of sparks.
Or an LED robot, but is that LED robot on stilts?
Yes.
right.
So
That's right.
know what you're
right.
getting is my tip for 2020. Know what you're getting. Know that talent is foremost the most important, because we could rock a party without lights and robots and sparks.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go the extra mile and add these services, know what you're paying for. That's
And because you know what, when they're done right, like they're not cheap. You know what I mean, by any means. So if you are doing it, that's great. But like Mike said, make sure that they're being executed to the fullest of their potential. It's gonna go a long way.
So-
A long way.
hopefully this recorded the
Yeah.
entire episode. If so,
And you guys got to
42.
see us, so we're gonna be trying to do some video
Looks like it did.
in
Looks like it did.
2020.
There we
If
go.
the light's still blinking, if the
Still
light's
blinking.
blinking, I'm thinking.
Timer's going.
That's it. That's
So,
it.
gonna call it a wrap.
That's it. I like that. Episode 42, just a little bit about 2020. We'll see you guys soon. Happy mitzvah planning and enjoy your holiday. Happy Hanukkah, guys. We'll see you soon.
Later.
Later.